and welcome to the channel. And today's video is the first toy haul video for 2024. And let me just say that 2024 has already started off with a bang. Some orders that I placed at or around the end of 2023 have arrived, and also some stuff that I picked up late in 2023 that I didn't get a chance to bring up, but I will mention during this video as part of the haul. And also just a lot of stuff that I just got yesterday as of this recording. So we're starting off with McFarlane because it's the least pickups that I've had so far. But we're starting off with the Batman and Robin wave. So as some of you may know, but for those who don't, I did pick up the Ultimate 6-pack last year, and included in that pack was the first release of the George Clooney Batman, which is not the one that you see here in front. This is actually the Clooney Batman released for the wave. So I did pick up another George Clooney Batman. So for those who watched that video, might remember what I'm gonna say, but for those who don't, this is the plan. The plan was to customize that George Clooney Batman into, one of my favorite Batman color schemes, which is the blue and gray with the yellow oval symbol on his chest. So that was the plan for that figure. But since they announced the release of the wave, I thought I would rather keep that version intact for now and pick up the retail version and customize that one. So finally, the Batman and Robin wave has started to pop up in stores. So I managed to pick up the Clooney a couple of weeks ago, and the Robin and the Batgirl I picked up yesterday. I believe I found these at Walmart. Yes, I found all of these three at Walmart. All I am missing now from this wave is the Poison Ivy, and I would then have I would be able to have all of the pieces to complete the Mr. Freeze, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze. Initially I wasn't even sure if I was gonna pick up the entire wave once it was announced. I was at the presentation during Comic-Con when McFarlane announced that they were going to release a wave for this for these figures for this movie, and I thought they looked cool, but I still wasn't sure if I was gonna pick up the entire wave or not. But as soon as promotion pictures and everything started to come out, I thought, yeah, they look pretty cool, pretty nice. Even if I don't like the figures themselves and everything, there's certain details that I may not like, but they're good fodder for customizing, right? So here is what I picked up so far from McFarlane. So next up, we've got classified series. So up front, we have Nunchuck. I picked this guy up. So I picked him up, about a week ago. I found him at a GameStop. So it was the only one there, and it's the only time I've seen this figure out in stores. So he was on my list of hopefuls. I wasn't 100% sold if I wanted him or not when he was first announced, right? last year. He looked cool, but I was like, I'm not all that familiar with the character and all that, but he does look cool. And I was thinking if I ever see him in stores and if I can get a good look at him, I might pick him up. Obviously, the packaging was still the sealed in box packaging, so I couldn't really see the figure. But I was there. I saw him, and I was like, screw it, let's pick him up. And yeah, the figure is pretty cool. He's basically just a repaint of the Storm Shadow with a different head and more accessories and all of that. So he's cool. He's got those claws like he's pretending to be Wolverine. And then the figures behind him, the Bazooka, the Shockwave, and the Agent Helix. I ordered these on the December 30th through Amazon, and I believe, Bazooka was on discount. I believe I got them for $14, and then the Shockwave and the Helix, I believe they were for $19. The Bazooka, I almost bought the Tiger Force version when first released. But I thought, nah, I'm pretty sure they're going to release a regular version down the line, which of course they did. But I never actually really saw him in stores. I may have seen him at a GameStop once. And I thought, even then I was like, I think they may release. I could have made that up in my mind when I saw him, that I was thinking that they were going to release a retro version. So I thought, I'll just wait for the retro version. But since all of these new Joes that have released in the past year and a half, 2 years, are pretty much an updated version of the classic versions, right? Unlike the first wave that were complete updates of the characters. The Dukes and the Scarlets and the Roadblocks and all of that. Those were just modernized versions, modern takes of the characters. These are just modernized versions of the original characters, right? As they were originally, so they are more familiar, right? And that's what I think this is what people were hoping for when the classified series was first announced, right? Just give me bigger versions of the 3 and 3.75 inch figures, right? So anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying I waited a long time to get Bazooka, and I'm glad I did, because obviously I got them for almost half price. Half price now, almost $14, like I said. Shockwave, again, just a cool looking character. I believe he's just pretty much, he may be like I don't have the new Firefly. I still don't have the new Firefly version 2. So, but I believe he may be just a repaint of that version, or a repaint of the beachhead. I'm gonna have to see and compare later on which is which. And then Helix is just Helix is an interesting thing. I just knew about Agent Helix recently. Maybe as maybe a couple of years ago. I didn't know this character existed. But I checked out her some videos on her. And I thought the character was interesting, right? And when they announced they were gonna release a figure of her and and how the figure looked and all that, I thought, oh yeah, she looks really cool. So I knew I had to have her, and of course, she made my honorable mention list for 2023 as figures that I wanted. And if I would have gotten, definitely would have made my top favorites of 2023. So here she is, and she's probably going to make the list for 2024. We'll see. But we're not done. We're not done yet. Let me just do this. And the final pickup so far is the Mutt and Junkyard. So I found this guy at Target yesterday. Last one on the shelf. I bought him with another figure that I'll mention a little later in the video. But yeah, this guy just released, I don't know, within, the last month, I would say. A lot of people have started, already done their reviews and everything. So the figure is now starting to make its way through, the usual places. And I was able to find a copy. So, again, it was another one that I could have pulled the trigger online, but I believe he was not available. I believe he sold out, or it's either selling for a slightly increased pricing even on Amazon through one of their resellers. So I was like, okay, let's just wait and see if I can find them in stores, and I did. So check your Targets. I don't know if Walmart. Walmart is I'm only seeing, as far as classified goes, the retro line, and the shelves are flooded with the Crimson Guards. They still have a few Lady J's, but what I'm seeing is a lot of those retro Crimson Guards. So if you want to army build your Crimson Guard lineup, go to Walmart's. And that will do it as far as G.I. Joe Classified Series. On to the next. Up next, Transformers. So one of my omissions, as far as mentioning in my video of best favorites from 2023, another figure that I forgot to mention as an honorable mention was the Ultra Magnus from Studio Series. The Ultra Magnus based off of the 86 movie. So this guy I actually picked up as recently as Friday. I ordered this guy on Friday and it came in yesterday. I ordered from Amazon Mexico. So FYI, Transformers figures here in Mexico are crazily priced. They're almost double the price. As far as your deluxe figure is around $40, the equivalent of around $45, because they're almost double the price. The Voyagers are crazily priced, and then I'm not even gonna mention anything above Voyager, Commander class, Titan class, and all of that. The prices on Transformer figures here in Mexico is ridiculous if you're buying them in stores, right? So same thing in Amazon. However, I have been ordering some stuff from Amazon Mexico unrelated to action figures, and I said, let me just check out what do they have as far as availability for in general. I always look the same thing: MOTU, Transformers, Classified Series, and Masterverse, and every so often Marvel Legends. So when I checked out the Transformers figures that they had, I noticed they had a bunch of stuff on discount, heavy discount actually. For example, the Dinobots, the 86 Dinobots, those are the prices are pretty much the price that you would pay at retail in the United States, plus your local tax and shipping if you were buying online, for instance. So the prices were comparable to what you would buy in stores. So I said, okay, let me check out and see if they have anything else, because I already got the Dinobots, right? And I started to check and look and see what they have that I didn't have. And lo and behold, I came across the listing for the Ultra Magnus. And yeah, I saw that he was available for the equivalent of $100. So the Commander class figures are sold for like 89, I think. Plus your local state tax, which in California is 8 point something percent. So basically, I would have paid the equivalent of what this guy is selling basically at retail price, plus, like I said, plus tax and shipping if you're ordering online from somebody else or whatever. Anyway, I'm trying to justify the price here. What I'm saying is you can get this guy pretty much close to or as close pretty much to retail price right now, and a bunch of other Transformer figures. So now would be a time, if you're in Mexico, if you want to buy Transformer figures, to get them at an affordable regular price. Now is the time to jump on it. Especially those Dinobots. Those Dinobots are hard to find in retails. So I would say jump on it. I already opened the box on this guy, but I put the figure back in because I only just put some stuff together. I plugged the ears because these come separately and all of that. I just wanted to check and see if the figure came to, complete. But yes, the figure still, it's in the box and everything. So yeah. Ultra Magnus, of course. I do have the Siege version. I never picked up the Earthrise version because I thought it was just a remold of the Siege version, and also I actually think the Siege version looks better than the Earthrise. The Earth mode, the cab on that just looks ugly as F. So no. And so I'm glad that they released a more closer version inspired by the animation, the original G1 animation. And yeah, while the little bits that I messed with the figure, yes, he does look pretty cool in hand. So I'll probably do a review on him in the future. So that's it for Transformers. So next we have Ninja Turtles. So when I was a kid, Ninja Turtles were starting to hit. I believe they came out in the late 80s, the cartoon. By that time, I was already transitioning out of buying action figures, but I was still watching cartoons and all of that. So I liked the Ninja Turtles as a kid, but I just never had the toys. Now, curiously, my older brother, he actually owned a Donatello. The Donatello. What did I say? Like the Donatello. He bought the figure, and he just he said that one day he just bought it because he thought it looked cool, and he was hoping to one day maybe buy all of the turtles because he thought they just looked cool. And this was by the time when the figures were first coming out. So my brother must have been in his early 20s by then, or maybe late teens, early 20s. But anyway, no, he was definitely in his early 20s. Okay, so anyway, I bought these. These are the new Playmates TMNT Turtles. So I got this from Amazon. Yeah, with the classified figures that I ordered. The Helix and the Bazooka and the Firefly. These all came in the same order from Amazon. So I included these guys. So I have seen these figures in retails and Targets and Walmarts and all that, but I never found all four of the guys at the same time. My idea was, if I'm gonna get these, I want to have all of them right off the bat. I don't wanna. I didn't wanna have to buy one and then wonder if I'm gonna get the other guys and all of that. So I said, so I've always seen one or two, maybe three at the most, of the main four, right? But I never found all four. So Amazon, off and on over the past few months, I've seen they were offering all four of them for $39, which is you know, normally in retail you would find these guys for $11.99, so $12 each. So that would make it $48, right, for all four of them plus tax and whatnot. So I ended up saving, like, I would end up a total like $15 and all of that, including taxes and all of that. So, but the thing is that the Amazon listing would fluctuate in price. So again, all four of these were selling for 34. I'm just gonna keep. We'll be pulling this out as I say, as I tell what I've been going on. The price on these guys would fluctuate off and on. It would sometimes be $39, and I was like, okay, maybe now's the time to pull the trigger. And then I said, no, maybe just wait until I find something else to order them with. So I would be like that off and on for a few months. But every time that I wait, I was like, okay, maybe now's the time to pull the trigger. The pricing on this thing would climb to maybe upwards of $60. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because people were ordering them up, I believe. People were ordering them, right? So the price would jump up. And then it would stay up, it would stay around $60 or something like that for a while. Hover around that for about a month. And then it would go back down again to regular price. So I'm like, okay, maybe now's the time to pull the trigger. But then something else would be in, I would have to buy, I would have other financial commitments that I would need to get taken care of, so I couldn't pull the trigger then. Stuff would get in the way. So I couldn't commit to buying the 4-pack until late last year, which is when I placed the order, and now I was finally able to get the 4-pack. So like I said, I never owned the figures as a kid, but I always thought that they were cool. So here they are. These are probably gonna go up in my desk at work, and just for my favorite was always Leonardo. Although I always thought Michelangelo, he was the cool one, but my favorites have always been the team leaders, right? So Leonardo, Duke, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Optimus Prime, Rodimus Prime. My preference has always been the team leaders, right? So Leonardo was my favorite. And now I finally have all 4 turtles. And now now I'm just gonna have to see if I pick up a Shredder, an April O'Neil, a Splinter, and all of that. But my main goal, first and foremost, was having all 4 turtles together for the first time. And here we have. On to the next. Okay, let's jump into Marvel Legends. So, I believe it was late. Yeah, after I had recorded my video for Best of 2023. So yeah, around December 30th or the 31st, I went to, we do have a Sears here, and I was able to pick up the Infinity Saga Black Widow. I got the Black Widow here locally, and then yesterday at Target I found the Spider-Man. Now I have my issues with the Black Widow. The biggest issue that I have with her is that big gap between her legs. I was looking and comparing to other female figures. For instance, the the recently released of a Black Widow from Marvel Legends, the new with the new body block and all that, and I compared, and they're pretty much the same as far as gapping here goes. It's the same distance. The thing about this figure is that she's got really skinny thighs, and the way that they are shaped, it just looks like she's got, you know, a weird opening, you know. Plus the peg, the ball peg, is a little too long. You can see here, you can still see like the peg there from the ball joint. It's you can still see some of it in there. The thigh should be closer to the inside of her crotch. So I'm gonna see what I can do to fix this. Maybe just drill into the thigh portion here and have the ball or the ball peg go into a little bit deeper. The other main issue that I have with this figure is her arms, her shoulders. They're ratcheted, but I almost feel like I'm gonna break it because there's a lot of resistance, especially this side. If the figure breaks on me on camera. But yeah, I'm almost afraid to pose this figure. And then her hands, the way that her hands were molded, she can't really hold the guns. I had to separate the trigger finger from the rest of the molded the hands. It was like they were molded like this. So you couldn't have her hold the gun properly because the finger guard would get in the way, and the gun and she just couldn't hold the gun properly. Instead of having the finger separated like this, it was molded like this. So I had to take a blade and cut open and separate the trigger finger from both sides. You can see right there. The camera focuses. There you can see how I cut into it. So yeah, so to say that I was disappointed in this figure is an understatement. The Holland Spider-Man, I didn't expect to find them in stores actually, because you know, with I think with the recent No Way Home wave being completely MIA as far as all the three Spider-Mans go, you see the MJ, you see the Matt Murdochs, you see those shelf forming, but not once have you ever seen a Spider-Man, any of the three Spider-Man guys figures. So I was surprised that I was able to find this one in store. I got this guy at Target along with the Mutt and Junkyard. I found those at the same store at the same time. So this is my first. This is my first MCU Spider-Man figure. I'm still hoping to find the No Way Home Spider-Man, because I really like that suit that they used, the final swing, which is pretty much, or they're referring it as, right, the final swing Spider-Man suit, which is pretty much as close to a comic accurate Spider-Man suit that we've gotten so far in the movies. But this is, of course, the first MCU Spider-Man from Civil War. Oh, the Black Widow was also part of the she was from the Winter Soldier. So the Black Widow is from the Winter Soldier. This is from the Civil War. So again, I haven't taken out the figure, so I don't know the quality the QC goes, but he looks good. He looks good. So let's see how good he is. We'll see about it later. And we're almost done. Got one more bit of stuff to show off. Okay, I was trying to figure out the best way to show off all of this, but we're gonna have to do it in parts. So first, lastly, Masters of the Universe. So we're starting off with Masterverse figures. So on the left side of the screen, we've got the new Eternia versions of Man at Arms and Trapjaw. So I have the regular. I have the Revelation version of these figures, which are cool. The Trapjaw was released as a deluxe figure, but I got that on discount for $10 when they were on discount last year for Christmas. That Target were blowing those out at the same time that I got the second She-Ra. So yeah, I got him for the original Trapjaw that was released in Revelation for $10. And I thought it was a cool figure. Nice update to the character. However, once I saw the images for the new Eternia Trapjaw, as well as the Man at Arms, the original Man at Arms released for Revelation, was pretty cool. But these guys, these are a whole new level. This new Eternia line has been a home run. I don't think any one of the figures released for this line, for the exception of the battle armor He-Man, only because the plastic used on the for the armor is just not that cool. But other than that, can just repaint that. But other than that, He-Man, I think, and that was a cool He-Man. But I would say that as the line has progressed, the figures have become better and better and better. So the Man at Arms is basically the original toy, except bigger. And also we get the mustache version, and there's also an alternate head without the mustache and all of that. You can switch out the helmets. This figure has everything, has it all. So whichever version of Man at Arms you prefer, you can customize and update the figure with all of the accessories and customize them to your preferred version. And the Trapjaw, again, that's just I would say it's an improved version of the Revelation figure. Again, close to the original, close to the classics version. Actually, I saw a recent video, and they were doing some comparisons, and he looks very comparable to how the classics version released. And then moving on down the middle, we've got the let me see if we can get the glare off of her. There we go. Nope. There we go. So we have the new Revolution Sorceress Teela. Is that what they're calling it? Yeah, Sorceress Teela. So as for those who saw the original Revelation Netflix series, Teela being the daughter of the original sorceress from the classic cartoon, she took over as the sorceress for Castle Grayskull and all of that at the end. And so we're continuing her story in the new Netflix series that is coming out as of this recording, the 24th of January, so it's a couple of weeks away. I already saw reviews of this figure and she looks amazing, so I had to pick her up, as well as the new Eternia Man at Many Faces. So Many Faces did make my honorable mention from 2023 favorite figures, as one of those figures that I was hoping to get. So all of these figures, let me see. I believe, yeah, all of these are Big Bad Toy Store pickups. Yes, all of these came in from Big Bad Toy Store. and there's still another bit of figure, a couple of other figures that I need to show off from this haul. But yeah, all of these came in from Big Bad Toy Store. I believe he was on discount, and the other ones were regular price. But yeah, the Man-E-Faces is one of those figures that as a kid I never owned, but I always thought was cool looking because of the switchability of the faces and all of that. So I was able to finally, I'm glad that I'm finally able to have a version of him. And the new Eternia version, I believe, is better than the Revelation, the Revelation figure that released, the first release. So yeah, a bunch of these figures are cool, and they're gonna take over as the definitive versions, especially these two and this guy, as the definitive versions of the characters. We're still waiting for a new Eternia version of Tila. Hopefully, we'll see that one down the line as well. And as far as, like I said, MOTU, there's still another bit of haul that I need to show off. All right, so now we're moving on into Origins. So, for those who know and for those who don't, so recently Origins is going to going through some changes. Apparently what they're gonna do is finish off the line as far as like the original Origins line goes, like for the Flying Fist He-Man. That's a figure I never had as a kid. And it came out early. It says new for 2022. So it came out early in early 2022. But he was one of those figures, variants, He-Man variants that I didn't own as a kid. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, my trilogy was the original, Battle Armor, and Thunder Punch. Those were the three He-Mans that I owned. I never had Flying Fists, but he was on heavy discount. These are also a part of the Big Bad Toy Store haul. So Flying Fists was for like $12, I think. And the new cartoon collection is replacing the old Origins line once they finish off all of the figures that were originally released in the original toy line. They're gonna transition at some point. I believe that's the plan. I could be wrong. I was a little confused when they announced it at Comic-Con, but I believe that's what they're gonna do. Once they finish this line, they're gonna transition completely to the cartoon collection and start releasing all of the figures, all of the characters again, but through the cartoon collection as they appeared in the cartoon series. And as you can see, I have the He-Man and the Beast-Man. Skeletor was sold out, as well as I believe what was the other figure released in this wave? Men at Arms, yeah. So Skeletor and Men at Arms were sold out at the time that I placed the order. So maybe, hopefully down the line they'll become available, or I can find them through Amazon or something. I don't know, or locally here. We'll see. But yeah, so the cartoon collection, the He-Man specifically, was somewhat quote unquote already released through a 4-pack that was released as a Comic-Con exclusive 4-pack that had different versions of of TV He-Man figures. So you had the original 80s cartoon, then you had the New Adventures, and then you had the 2000X, and then finally the Netflix version, but the Netflix version for the kids. So like the bulkier, bigger the style version, right? So they released as a 4-pack. None of the figures were made. Well, actually, the 2000X was actually made available at retail, uh, but the other figures were never released. But still, the Filmation version, a lot of people were complaining with the head sculpt that it didn't look all that great. So I don't know if this was in response to that. Pretty sure not. They already probably had this already planned out. But anyway, this head sculpt is much better than the one that was released in the 4-pack. That's for sure. But I believe they pretty much share some of the same some of the same sculpting. I believe this is a new sculpt actually. Um, the only shared parts are like hands and feet and boots and all of that, and the loincloth and all of that. But you know, it's a completely new upper body, new arms and new legs. So the figures are actually a little bit taller than the original Origins line. So that's a pretty cool bonus. Um, but yeah, the cartoon collection is a completely new take on the Origins line. So that's cool. Beastman, you know, what can you say? Beastman is Beastman. A little more simplified version than the one that we got originally in the Origins line. So, because that's the thing about the cartoon versions, they're just little more simplified versions of the original action figures, right? For animation purposes, right? So anyway, well, yeah, that's it. There's nothing more to add except thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And I will be seeing you in the next one.